Welcome to the Thursday Night 9, your weekly hangout with the Amateur Players Tour. Join hosts Matt Mender and Matt Fegley as they dive into recaps, rules, and what's coming up next across the tour. It's by the players, for the players, and it all starts right now, live on the Thursday Night 9.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Thursday Night 9. I'm here with co-host Mackie Toomey, sitting in for Matt Fegley tonight. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm definitely not Matt Fegley, so I appreciate the clarification.
Yeah, if people were really confused, they're definitely blind. You probably won't be jibber-jawing about handicaps too much tonight.
No, I will not. No, that is his expertise for sure.
Okay, so I won't quiz you on any of that, but it's fun. We've had some interesting things going around the APT this week, and so it's kind of fun to get with everybody. I appreciate you stepping in as the last-minute addition.
Yeah, no problem. We're gonna wing it. It'll be fun.
We're gonna wing it. It's gonna be fun. That's part of the job of the marketing and communications manager, right?
Yeah, exactly. On the fly. We got it.
So you were at Macklemore. I was on vacation, so I didn't get back. So you got to spend some time at Macklemore. Give me a few takeaways of what you thought, besides obviously the privilege of getting to ride around with Nathan Frazier for a couple days, which is certainly an unmatched privilege. A little bit of sarcasm intended. Sorry, Nathan. But what were your thoughts about Macklemore?
Yeah, so I'm still learning, obviously, a lot of the golf stuff. So Macklemore was definitely a place that I learned a lot of what not to do, I would say. I heard from a lot of players, hey, don't swing that way. And I was like, well, it's not going to be that big a deal, right? You can't hit that far, can you? And they could, but it went off a cliff. So that was kind of fun to watch. Very beautiful, honestly. I could have sat there all weekend and not even moved, and I would have been fine. I did get to, of course, meet the legend Dale Murphy while I was there, so that definitely was a highlight for me personally. But yeah, I mean, the staff was amazing. They had great conversation with me, of course, and with everybody. But it was really just cool to see even more players that I hadn't met at the last majors I was at. And I'm starting to recognize people's names and their faces and everything. So yeah, it was a great time. And like I said, I would hang out at Macklemore anytime. I don't know that I would ride around with Frazier all the time. He drives a little crazy on his souped up cart. So it was a little nerve wracking at times, but yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but no one died, so that's
no
good.
one died. No one died.
Didn't flip the golf cart. Wayne Bishop somewhere in the comments going, but we did it, Sequoia. So
I was warned. I was a little scared to drive a cart myself because I didn't want to end up the one that they were laughing at. But it was still really cool and really, really awesome. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, we've got one of the OG directors with us tonight, OG chapter owners. Been with us since before the beginning. So we'll bring him on, and then we'll talk about, obviously, we made some headlines today, but what's going on, Mr. Casey? How are you?
I'm good. You guys?
Yeah, we're doing good. You even got the shirt and everything. Look at you.
I do. I've had this for a while. So, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, nice. Well, we'll cue you in and let you kind of go. So we announced today we are partnering with a brand called Swag that I'm super excited about. We've been working on it in the background. You've been super patient through this, so I appreciate that because I first teased you about this almost 2 years ago when we started talking about it. It's been about 15 months coming to get to this point, and so we've been talking, but we've announced Swag Golf Club, which is a nationwide series of team events partnered with your favorite brand.
That is what's one of them, yeah.
So why don't you talk a little bit about Swag and let people know what it's about?
I think it's really unique head covers. I mean, you buy one and you end up with 20 of them before you know it. You know, with PT this year, and they're actually coming to one of our favorite courses here in Kentucky and Ohio, the 36-hole NCR. We're excited about that.
Yeah, so. Yeah, no, a lot of great events. Their head covers are crazy. I was watching, obviously, as we've been planning the launch this week, they did some really cool stuff with Ken Griffey Jr., a really cool collaboration with Cleveland Strixon. I'm probably buying the wedges. I'm not going to lie. Like, those are awesome. So doing custom stamps on the Cleveland wedges. But we're excited. Swag Golf Club registration's open. First event May 5th at Greyhawk. And so we've got the sold out APT Major, the Cinco de Mayo at Greyhawk. And then the 5th, if you want to stick around for an extra day, we'll be at Greyhawk as well. And so have you ever been out west, Casey, playing yet? Or
played in Arizona and New Mexico a couple times. So I won't make it out for that one. But yeah,
right.
Well, no, it wouldn't take much to get me to go out west and stay.
No, I hear you. Well, Greyhawk's going to be a fun tracks. Hosted a PGA Tour event back in the day. Hosted last year's Barstool Classic final. It's hosted the NCAA championships. And so really, really good golf course. Really cool place to do a venue. But, one of the things about Swag Golf Club that's going to be a little different is obviously the team format. You've got 4 balls and you've got scrambles depending on which event it is, but the sponsors. And so, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of sponsor activations, some great partnerships. Mackie, I'll let you start in on the sponsorships if you want to, or I can jump in where you're not comfortable. I know you got thrown in at the last minute here.
Yeah, so I know that Tito's is a sponsor. Drink responsibly. Have to be over 21 for that one. And then DraftKings is as well. Yeti. And there are a few other, Matt.
Yeah, there's a few other. Cleveland Strixon we're really excited about. Now you put me on the spot thinking through everything.
I remembered some.
No, absolutely. No, we're excited to have. I'm just going to pull it up the graphic and look at it. That's going to be.
I was getting ready to help you out with that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I'm like, it's been a long day. It's kind of funny how these things happen. We've got a new console for Blue Golf and ran test transactions like an hour before. Like, we're just going to make sure the test transactions today worked. They didn't. So thanks to Blue Golf for getting everything fixed before we launched. It's quite entertaining and interesting. But Golf Galaxy, that's the other one. I knew it. Golf Galaxy is going to be involved and some cool prizing as well. And so we're going to have and a few more yet to be announced. So I know we've got some things working. Yugi wants to know what the odds are. I love when champions are arguing about odds with other champions. So although I would say the odds on Pat Ryan are pretty good, if you're a betting person, he's had a pretty good season, just playing consistent. So nothing crazy, but a lot of consistent good scores. Yeah, it should be fun. A couple questions that came in. And Michael Lynn says, thanks for the birthday gift or the gift for guessing the baby pictures. Will the tournaments be gross or net? The answer to that is yes. They will be gross and net. So, had a great comment. People want to know about handicaps. I know that was an issue in the past with some of these series. I can assure you the handicaps are being monitored by the APT competition committee. So we are going to be one of the things actually that was attractive to us as a partner was our ability to monitor handicaps. And so players that we can't vet will be getting the handicap questionnaire just like APT members. And we will have strict rules in to protect the net competition. And so, we don't, I guess the easy way to say that is we don't plan on being in an episode of Yip Strickler anytime soon. Is that fair? So Casey, why don't you, since we're going to it, why don't you explain kind of the 4-ball competition, how it works? Just for people that may be new to team golf, and then we can talk about the scramble too, just to kind of cover through.
You're talking about it. Essentially, it's correct me if I'm wrong. It's like if me and you were partners, and it's just we would at a certain point, if you've got par in a hole and I've got bogey, and we're going to count your par, we're going to keep moving. And then essentially you're going to do the scramble like a regular scramble format, right? You'll hit yours, I'll hit mine. We'll choose the best one and keep going from there, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And fun formats. The gross and net makes it a little bit interesting. Everybody's going to be in both. And so I know a lot of the D1 guys, I don't want to play the net stuff. So you don't have to. You're in the gross side. And the higher handicaps, you're on the net side. It'll be a good time. One of the things that's interesting about these events, Mackie, I think is going to be fun. We talked about, obviously the cocktails from Tito's will be flowing. There's a food and beverage portion at every event. And so it's going to be different than, your typical APT setup, because there's just going to be more on the social side of it, and Swag does a great job of that piece. I know, Casey, you've experienced some of that in the past, but like I said, food and beverage every event, the cocktails will be flowing from Tito's, and then the gifting. I mean, we're talking $250 to $300 worth of gifting at every single event, and so there's going to be a lot going on. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of chances to win some cool prizes out doing crazy things. Casey, you want to talk a little bit about your experience with that? I know Cleveland Trixon's going to do like a chipping contest activation for some stuff. I mean, there's always something random going on at these events. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, the one I was at, they did a Swag makes putters too, like like, and then they did stuff like that. They did the closest to the pin on the 19th hole out there at Paynes Valley. Then that was one I remember, like you said, some of the other contests. But maybe that's I think that's kind of the one of the interest. You only get the tournament, but there's also each one's a little different, and so there's always something to come and look forward to and see what's going on.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And so a couple questions we've had like coming through, people like, do I have to play all the events? Absolutely not. We're not asking you to take a tour across the country. These are, pick one up. You don't have to be a member to play. There's just going to be fun events to connect with a really fun community. You've been a part of the Swag community for a while now. Absolutely love them and their team. They're so much fun to hang out with. They're good people. They love the game of golf, and they love pushing the limits a little bit. I mean, you're going to see some pretty fun stuff out of Swag for sure. I know some of the things that we've ordered for signage. I'm like, you guys are finding what? So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be wild and just a fun experience. Everybody's just nodding and shaking their head at me now. So we start asking Mackie about handicaps if she doesn't jump in. But so Mackie, talk a little bit about, kind of your experience joining the APC staff. For those that haven't met you yet, we could always tell some jokes. We could do mailbag of the best comments that guys have made to you.
Oh boy.
Like an episode of mean tweets.
Yeah. Oh man. Honestly, no, it hasn't been that bad. There's just a couple, but I started in December, interviewed and stuff, I think in October, and then officially started in December. It's been really great. I share an office with Isom, so that's entertaining in and of itself, I think.
Look at Casey's face.
I bet it was the last couple of weeks.
Honestly, though, it's been great. He's definitely learning how to teach me a lot of things, which is really, really fun. I ask a lot of questions, and I think sometimes he wishes I would just get out. But no, it goes really well. I started the same day that Van Spankeren came back to the team from his little hiatus, and honestly, it was hilarious walking in and there being pancakes at the front door. So I knew from that moment that I was going to have fun. And then, of course, getting to work with Jersey, like she busts her butt to get stuff done. So I've definitely enjoyed that. But yeah, I mean, I come from a sports background, so I kind of had a preconceived notion of how things were going to go. And it definitely has been far better than I expected. Coming from the baseball world, of course, you have your preconceived of, well, this is what people that do this are like, and this is what people that play this sport are like. And I've been very pleasantly surprised with everyone that I've met, that they have just welcomed me and my lack of knowledge into the community. And when I don't understand, they're quick to tell me why it is the way it is, and still then explain it in a way that I can really compute. So yeah, it's been great. I honestly know very little about golf, and I'm learning very quickly. But that does not mean I'm ever going to be good, and that's okay. And I'm fine with not being good at it at all. But to be able to highlight everyone on the tour is definitely my favorite part thus far.
Yeah, so trying to think how to follow up. So you'll appreciate this, Casey. So she texted me last week or a couple weeks ago. I think I was on vacation when you texted me, and you were like, is Ben Hogan a good golf person? And I'm sitting here going, and I'm like, yeah, it's like one of the all-time greats. Why? She goes, oh, I'm listening to a podcast from him, which is just like the dedication to learn golf is Pretty cool. Just like, why did Ben Hogan come up in a conversation? Which, by the way, St. Louis guys, Norwood Hills is next month with 36 hole one day. Ben Hogan did win a PGA championship there. So pretty good little place to come play. Yeah, and I also want to just confess that the email that went out with the wrong links was not Mackie. It was me. It didn't work. I broke the links. She fixed it, so thank you. So don't pick on our marketing and communications manager other than keeping her boss from being able to send email, because I think my email sending privileges might have got permanently revoked today. So I apologize for the confusion. It was my fault, not hers. So I will own up to it publicly. But Casey, why don't you talk a little bit about just kind of APT culture is kind of fun, because obviously you came from a different background, and then joined our team. It was kind of funny when we started talking, we weren't friends. Like, we had run-ins in the past. And
sometimes I'm an acquired taste.
It's fun to see how everything's come together. Now I consider you one of my good friends. So you probably still hate me. No, I'm just kidding. But, but why don't you talk a little bit about the culture and kind of what makes the APT unique?
I mean, I think it's like kind of like this, I mean, there's like, we're all kind of these individuals, but there's a lot of collaboration that goes back and forth, and then just, most of the time you and Isom are available for questions. And when you're not, it's probably because you've had too many. I know Isom got a lot of questions the past couple of weeks, so from me too. So
Isom did a great job in my absence. I'll be honest. It was,
he was singing your praises a couple times. So.
I'm sure he was.
But
he was not being as nice behind closed doors, though.
His comment to me when I got back was, he goes, "Man, your job is to talk on the phone." I don't know how you get anything else done.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to put it down. I told him, but it's just like that, it's like me and the Nashville guys are doing some things together, and it's just, it's there's a lot of ways to bounce ideas off each other, and that's and people are available, and like I've talked with Brian a couple times that started out in West Kentucky, and and just it's there's a community that you can bounce some ideas off of instead of being on an island.
Right. No, absolutely. One of my favorite things to do at majors is sit back, like especially one of the majors where we're all staying in the same hotel, and just kind of watch, because like one of the cool things about running the whole tour is, and I think Mackie, you're starting to see this a little bit, is you get to meet so many interesting characters from across the country. And it's one of my favorite things is to sit at a major and watch people that, like, this person's awesome, that person's awesome, and watch them meet at the bar, from different areas of the country, and like form these lifelong friendships. It's really kind of just, it's really satisfying for me to just sit back and watch those connections happen. And that's one of the things I think is really cool, and you get it not only at the national level, but you get it at the local level. I know, Casey, you're in an area where, your guys are going to Indianapolis, or they're going to Nashville, or they're going to, obviously you've got your little triangle going on with Kentucky and Ohio. That's really cool. But, most guys, or a big number of guys are at least playing one or two events a lot of times in other chapters and getting to meet and kind of jumping into that culture. And it's really cool to see those relationships blossom across the country.
Yeah, I would definitely say that has been one of the coolest things that I have noticed is people from literally all different sides of the country have come to the two majors that I've been able to be at so far. And even just only going to two majors, they already have asked, like, hey, how's this going in your life? Or like, how's your son? Stuff like that. And then I get to overhear the conversations of them talking about an event from 2 years ago where they were all, paired together. And that has been something that I have valued a lot, just since starting of, we talk about camaraderie, culture, all of those, special words, but to actually see it play out at events has been something that makes my job a lot easier, because then when I go to, make content or anything like that, I'm not lying about it, right? Like, it's actually real. And it's much easier to talk about that and make that content when I've seen it firsthand. So
right.
Kudos.
You mean it's not AI generated? You're not prompting ChatGPT to come up with some content?
Correct. Yeah.
That's too soon, Casey?
I have real
Be
photos.
nice. You tell me to be nice sometimes, so no, you be nice, all right? So, you
The bad
asked me
joke,
to
guys,
stop
I'm
you.
just kidding.
Yeah, be nice. Be better.
Yeah.
No, but you're right. I mean, the stories coming out are really good, and that's what I'd encourage people. Like, as the season gets started, we start talking. I think there's 22 events this weekend, so this is like the first like really busy weekend of tournaments across the year, and that's one of the things is like embrace the culture. Like those, a lot of people this weekend are playing their first event. Our support inbox has been littered with people. What should I expect? What should I do? And I think if there's any advice, like, and then Casey, I'll go to you and give your advice because I know you've done this a long time too. But my advice would be enjoy the ride and just play golf. You're going to play better, and you're certainly going to meet some great people. And at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, those relationships are really, really important.
Yeah. Casey, can you juggle?
I cannot. Who asked that? Because I'm sitting there, speaking of camaraderie and relationships, Chris Guthrie's texting me. Say, look at you on live. We need to get Guthrie on here sometime.
Gup, you can come on anytime, brother.
Yeah.
So Tony White said you're a world-class juggler.
Of attitudes and people, yeah, I can do that all the time. Tony's a good guy. Tony is a relatively new father at my age, so he has good times ahead of him. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Stall for a second. I'm looking for something to answer the question real quick.
Hey, Missouri drivers are not that bad. Someone just commented about Missouri drivers. That's not nice.
So there you go. Cool. So asking about weather in September, we were starting early. I think the first tee time is like 6:30 for the championship. So we're starting early in September. I will tell you that 100 degrees in Scottsdale in September feels about like 82 in Florida on the basis of humidity. And so it won't be bad, although we are getting out early. That's part of Arizona golf. We have the entire golf course. And so we will be playing tee times morning. There's a lot of people play. So not everybody's going to get a 6:30 tee time. Probably going to get one morning, one afternoon, or one late morning kind of deal. But we'll be working out. We'll have water everywhere to get through and get everybody done. But I will tell you, when you come to the desert, drink water. Like the week before, just start pounding water, because if you're not dehydrated, it's much easier to deal with the heat. So you can prepare your body. So don't go out on an all-night drinking binge and then show up to the golf course. That's when you get in trouble. So John Giblin said, got to have snacks.
So that course is not a
Casey, but that's okay.
See, there's again. Be nice. Be better.
Be nice.
So that course is not at elevation, is it?
A little bit. So Weekapaw is as you kind of go out of the valley to start going up the hill. And so Weekapaw is at more elevation than a lot of things in Phoenix are. And so you kind of take the road out. Eagle Mountain for those coming to the senior. And we'll have everything posted on Blue Golf by April 1st. So when you get the April 1st on the tee email next week, it'll have all the information for the championships. But Eagle Mountain's kind of on the way out of town, and then you kind of Weekapaw just kind of sits there. I forget what road it's on, but great casino courses. Weekapaw Saguaro is rated the #1 public golf course in Arizona. It's been #1 for like 5 or 6 years now, and that includes both courses at True North, both courses at Greyhawk, which are all in the top 5, by the way. Quintero, TPC Scottsdale. I mean, if you haven't heard of Weekapaw, I'm just telling you, it is a treat. Cholla, I think, is rated like #6. I'll be honest, if I had to choose between Cholla and Saguaro, Cholla is probably my favorite. They're both really, really good. And so from a championship golf perspective, this year's North American Championship will have the best golf we've ever played across the board. Top to bottom, best golf courses. And it's not close. I mean, it's close, I guess. I mean, Pinehurst number 2 is hard to top because Pinehurst is great. But top to bottom, the 2 courses at Weekapaw are just world class. So you will not be disappointed if you come hang out in Scottsdale for a week with us with NAC. And Greyhawk Raptor for the senior will be pretty good too. Somebody looking at chat and I missed something?
Someone asked a question, a rules question. Double check. Having AirPods in while you play is illegal, correct?
Hold on. It is not. I will get my rule book out.
Mr. USGA Advanced Certification.
I know. Well, it's in the rule book, and everybody wants to know where it is in the rule book because everyone says it's illegal. So I'm going to read what it says.
I thought that was a good job on your part, pumping up the ego there, by the way, acknowledging that.
I know. That was pretty good.
He's certified now. He'll probably buy you an oversized pair of shoes this week.
So hold on. So rule 4.3a, subsection 4, audio and video. I'm just going to read it so you know. Allowed listening to audio or watching video on matters unrelated to the competition being played, such as a news report or background music, but in doing so, and this is the key because this gets into code of conduct, and we have people that don't understand this, which is why we start enforcing the music. But in doing so, consideration should be shown to others. Not allowed. Listening to music or other audio to eliminate distractions or to help with swing tempo, or watching video of the competition that helps the player in choosing a club, making a stroke, or deciding how to play during the round, except the player may watch video that is being broadcast to spectators at the course, such as on a video scoreboard. Second part of that's only for the PGA Tour, so don't worry about that. So there you go.
Just say no. Just say no.
Will there be another
be in the moment?
Will there be complimentary beer at Peevely if Illinois win?
Matt, if Illinois wins tonight, you and I will share a beer at Peevely. I promise you that. So they'll be on cloud 9, especially if they win Saturday too. Let's see. Don't need any encouragement. That's true. Arcadia Bluffs, love Arcadia Bluffs. So shout out to our new Michigan chapter in Cassidy Jackson, getting things going. That opens up some great options for course majors in the future in the great state of Michigan. We're pretty excited. I know, Casey, you're excited to get things planted in Michigan.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, Rocky, if you have a rules violation, send us an email. So there we go. I love going in half hour in. What do we miss about swag? What should people know that's new? And then I've got a good – Tony brought up a good –
Someone did ask about having swag stuff in stock. I know we are working on reordering.
So here's the deal, guys, about merch, because that's what I was going to go to next. Let's let Casey talk about swag, then we'll talk about merch, because this will be a good topic.
Yeah, I mean, if you're waiting for the APT stuff to come back in, you should go to Swag's Light. I mean, they have a lot of stuff up there that's available now.
Those Cleveland wedges.
Yeah, and
awesome.
I mean, and then so get out and see some of the groups on social media if you get the old stuff. But I mean, if you're waiting on the APT stuff to come back in and you want some kind of swag stuff, go take a look.
Right,
there's all sorts of stuff out there.
No, absolutely. I think that's good. Let's talk about merch for a minute because we talked specifically about swag, but we get this question about merch a lot. So I believe in transparency in where we're at. So our pro shop grew in sales about 75 to 80% last year. So almost doubled what we budgeted for. And so things in the pro shop are getting more popular. You guys are finding APT merch that you guys love and are buying it. So thank you. It certainly helps support the mission of what we're doing. And so we went to the PGA show and we made a pretty massive order. And so we've got a lot of stuff coming in. There's some new and exciting announcements and partnerships that we'll announce when we have merchandise. The first domino of that to fall was Mission Belt, which we're really excited with. Those are we're we're almost to reordering those, and we had like 300 belts we brought in, and so those things have been flying off the shelves. And so at the same time, just to understand, when Jody and I decided to build this thing, we knew how to run golf tournaments. We did not know how to run a pro shop. And so we're kind of learning on the fly. Jersey's come in and helped us a lot. She has a merchandising degree and has done a great job. And so we're figuring out, sizing for shirts and things to bring in and quantities to bring in and when the cadence is to reorder. And, all of that stuff is a completely new experience for us. And so we're working through it. And so I think by the time we get to summer, we'll be pretty stabilized there. And so if you're sitting on your credit, we do have a bunch of stuff coming that I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be a lot of new stuff in the pro shop, and so it'll be good. So, and Rob Braun actually brought a visor. I'm really excited about that. So people clamored for those, and they sat on our shelves forever. So there you go.
And if anybody wants to jump on the bandwagon and try to convince Matt to get tracksuits with me, please jump on the bandwagon, because I'm begging and he keeps saying no. Casey,
APT
I don't want to
tracksuits?
see that. Casey, no.
Sorry.
This.
No. We might have to put that in Chat GPT and see what comes back. So.
Listen, I'm just saying. Tracksuits.
That might go on our Facebook page. Please give me an AI-generated image of Casey Dickinson in a tracksuit.
What are you doing, man? If you could do it, have you ever seen the movie The Gentleman? I want to be like one of those tracksuits like they wore in there.
Oh, I'll make it good. I'll send ChatGPT a picture of a swag head cover with like from The Sopranos, and I'm like, it needs to have this theme. Like, we'd have some fun for The Godfather.
Yeah.
So
it might be a special order for Mackie. Get her one. She's got to wear it at all the majors.
it's so
I
funny.
would.
Tony
That's
says,
the
I think you
sad
need some
thing.
human models. We made Isom model our apparel for the first like 3 years. He's like, you just have to take my face out of it. So there's a guy wearing a shirt, nobody knew it, but it was Isom the whole time.
Well, you know what you should do out in Arizona? You should have him do runway walks with all the stuff on, since he models all your stuff. And like how he announces everybody, we could announce every outfit he wears. That we could do that one night in between the rounds.
Do you like the PGA Tour does, like for their stars? And you know how they're like, hey, Tiger's going to wear these 4 days of the Masters. Say, Isom's going to wear these. This is his 3 outfits for the NAC. And everybody be like, it's 105 degrees. Why is there a pullover in there? Well, because he's always cold.
I don't know. I think you're onto something there. I think we might need to do something like that.
Yeah,
It'd be kind of interesting.
That would-
It'd just be fun to clown on him a little bit.
that would be very entertaining.
So get somebody to laugh. Then somebody be like, you guys aren't serious enough.
You gotta
Life's
live a
serious,
little.
man. We're having some fun. So, well, we got some time for some questions. If you want to hear about more about the Swag Golf Club, we're excited about that. I know signups are starting. But I know he looked so happy last year modeling. Got some time for some questions. Maybe a short one tonight. It is NCAA March Madness, so
And it's
opening day.
day. Okay.
Cardinals
Don't
already
forget-
are done playing though.
They did, yeah.
I don't know if we
Sorry
won or
about
lost. I didn't get a chance to look. Ryan said the people at Winghaven don't love me. That is not true. They love me at Winghaven, Ryan. Just saying. Cardinals won. We beat the Rays. It's the only time we'll be above 500 all year.
I'm trying not to hate on him. I'm really trying.
You can't screw up the rest of the season if you win unless you win the first game.
Fair enough.
So I can tell you a story, a little opening day baseball story. So the Cardinals GM. So it's been about a year and a half ago. My mom was in the hospital, and I took my dad out to Capitol Grill one night, just get his mind off of everything. And so we walk in and we're standing outside. I'm like, man, I know this guy. And he walks in the bar. I'm like, I know this guy. And it was Cardinals GM. And this is at the time where we went from being really good to really, really bad. And he's sitting at the bar at the Capitol Grill. And it was like he was a starting pitcher in the middle of the 8th inning who had a perfect game. Like nobody would talk to him. Like I've never seen somebody iced out like that in my life. And I was just like, okay, this is welcome to St. Louis. It's a baseball town for sure.
Yeah, very much so.
So, oh boy, we got a bad joke coming in. Did you hear they can't sell beer at Wrigley? I want to hear this one. Just waiting for it in the comments. Man, Michael Hawkins is bringing up hateful memories too. Just so you know, Hawkins, I did pick Duke to beat Illinois in the Final Four. So, if anybody wants to make fun of me, we do have our bracket challenge for Folds of Honor. I will get the prizes out. I will say that heading into Sweet 16 weekend, I am beating you all though. So,
and if he's not beating you, you'll see it on Facebook as he talks about how he's mad about the way the game's going.
It's true. It's very possible. I will tell you, if I win the bracket challenge, the prizes will flow down. I will not take prizes. So, but I will talk smack if I beat all of you.
Did you use AI to create your bracket?
No, actually, the funny thing was, and so we were on vacation. You know, the time zone's 5 hours behind, and so I got in on Wednesday night at like 10 o'clock, which is like 3 a.m. 4 a.m. Eastern. And I was like, I need to pick my bracket. And so I picked the bracket in maybe 50 seconds. Didn't think about it at all. So we'll see how it goes. So far, it's been pretty good. 14 of the Sweet 16. Lost Florida, and I had Wisconsin going to the Sweet 16, which was a dumb pick. But everything else is intact. I
know Van Spankeren was in first for like 18 hours, and he kept refreshing while we were at Macklemore. He was so excited, and then it immediately dropped.
Yeah, Flegley was in first, and then he had Gonzaga, and I was like, that's not going to last. Poor Flegley. Texas ruined his bracket early, but
that would be really nice, Tony. That would be nice.
We're taking ideas. We've got some stuff up our sleeves. We got a minute for questions. See if the scores are. While we're waiting for questions, I'll let you drive the question train, Mackie.
Okay. Everybody needs to send tons of questions.
Texas over Purdue right now. Nebraska over Iowa at halftime. Interesting.
Casey, did you fill out a bracket?
I don't do that.
Neither do I.
The joy of this one was, Kentucky beating St. Mary's, and Fagler sending me the shirt with his St. Mary. Fagler sent me a picture with his St. Mary's shirt on. Tournament was over from that point on.
Oh, I remember a couple years ago. What was it? Fagler's in the chat. It was like Eastern Kentucky or Western Kentucky. Somebody that had a big 14-3 upset, and he had a shirt on in Vegas, cheering him on.
Yeah, I think probably Western.
Pretty good. So, but anyways, jumping in, guys, we got 22 events this weekend, so lots of great places to play. Participation's way up. Things are looking to be really good this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Do still have some majors, few spots left if you're interested. I think we have a few spots left for Sequoia. And I'm excited about Bears Best Atlanta. They've completely redone that golf course, that clubhouse, and that place is pure. So, Cassidy's asking you for help. Sucking up on the live. I like that. So,
Cassidy, don't just send me a message. Let's not try to teach you over a live. Bless your heart. You're doing great though.
She said, "Bless your heart." Yeah. You're not from the South, Cassidy. I can explain to you what that means later.
I understand.
So I guarantee you, like, I'm going to get a message from somebody in Atlanta. It's like, she said, "Bless your heart" on the live.
Oh.
So, but it's going to be a good weekend. I know Stevie, she's skipping St. Louis to go to Memphis. I'm okay with it. I do love Arthur. And some Memphis barbecue, for sure. So, our team's in the USGA rules workshop. So, send Isom and Vance Pankrin encouraging messages. They're going into 3 days of classroom on the rules starting tomorrow morning, so it'll be fun. So Michael wants to know if there's anything big planned at Big Cedar. There's always something big planned. I will tell you, I'm really excited. The 4th of July, we have a tournament at the 13-hole mountaintop course. So we're going to do some really fun things for that. There's always something fun for Folds of Honor at Big Cedar. We're going to have a great time. And so definitely get signed up for the early event at Mountaintop. That's going to be a really fun event. They've got the bar downstairs that we'll be utilizing, and it'll just be a great time to hang out. 4th of July at Big Cedar, there's going to be fireworks. It's pretty much Mackie's hometown, and so she'll be there giving recommendations, whatever we need to do. I will tell you, there's some great hole-in-the-wall places in Branson that I'm sure we'll be frequenting. So,
yeah, super excited. Counting down the days. And 4th of July is my favorite holiday, so.
Right. It's going to be a good time. So, any other questions? We got it on the bag tags. Mental note is made. We do have some bag tags coming for 26, by the way. They're just not here yet. But I like the idea of the swag bag tags too. They do have a company that makes those, so we can definitely make it happen. But cool. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. We will be back next Thursday, I believe. So I've got to get here. Chris doesn't let me do this very often, so I really don't know what's going on. But I'm trying to figure out what we got to do to sign this thing off, Casey. But anyways, quick recap. Cinco de Mayo Greyhawk is sold out, but we do have the Swag Golf Club event on the 5th, 72-player maximum, so it is going to fill up quick. It did go out to a lot of people today. Fun events with Swag and the Swag Golf Club. We've got 12 events coming in 2026, and so make sure to check those out. They're all team events, a lot of fun, and play well. 22 events on the APT this weekend, so get in the game. Season's getting going. Have fun, and we'll see you next week.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there.
Get there. Those two words are said by golfers all over the world as a sign of respect, a whisper of encouragement, a roar of support. It's what we say to our competitors, our loved ones, our heroes. It's what we say to ourselves.
Get there.
At Worldwide Golf, we're like you. We strive to improve our game, to elevate our standards, and transcend our limits. Our commitment is to the journey, to the tradition, and to the spirit of golf that unites us all. Since 1963, Worldwide Golf has been there to supply golfers with the equipment and apparel they need to drive their journeys forward. With over 100 retail locations spread across 10 retail brands and the best golf e-commerce websites, we have exactly what every golfer needs for however they choose to play. All of this done to help golfers who want to be their best get there. We are golfers, and we're here for golfers. We built a brand around evolving the game and having what you need to play your way, and it shows in every product we offer and every experience we provide. Our goal is singular, to help you get there. Though the game may change, our mission remains: to stand beside you, to grow with you, to celebrate every victory and learn from every shot. Worldwide